Bill Nye the Science Guy. Brought to you by Rocks. Rocks! Rock! Rocks! Rocks!
Welcome everyone to the Dr. Stone Geekout. Decided to branch off from JoJo, so figured this would be a good place to start. So I'm your host, Danny. I've got Ryan and Brian with me.
Hello.
All right, so Dr. Stone just premiered this past Friday, so, let's start with episode...
Well, at the time of this recording.
Yeah, at the time of this recording. So let's start with episode 1, Stone World. So, I guess, so just to give you guys, some heads up here, or at least a little bit of background information. So, Dr. Stone, this is a relatively new... not only just a new anime, but even a new manga. This started. Oh, when did this start? According to Wikipedia, the manga started March 6, 2017. So not that long ago, to be honest. And there's only I think right now, from what I've seen, there's 120 something chapters in the manga. So yeah, still fairly new. It's written by, and I hope to God I'm pronouncing this name right, Riichiro Inagaki. And pretty much this guy is known for writing Eyeshield 21. And the guy that's doing the artwork for it is, his name is Boichi. And he hasn't really done anything. He's done Dr. Stone, but prior to that, he did something called Sunken Rock. And that's about it. So it's so we have an artist I'm assuming is still fairly new onto the manga scene. And then we've got the story that's written by, I suppose you can call him a veteran because Eyeshield 21 was a series that was in Shounen Jump. And now he's back with this new title.
Yeah, I actually just had to look up Eyeshield 21 because the name of it sounded familiar. And then I looked at it.
The football anime.
Yeah, but it was also just mostly because it's why does that name ring a bell? Oh, right, because the that was Yusuke Murata, who did the HD recreation of One Punch Man.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so so that just kind of gives you guys an idea, at least so that's who wrote it, that's who drew it. The story's still fairly new, and we're already getting the anime adaptation. So yeah, good stuff. So suffice it to say, I'm actually in the middle of trying to get caught up with the manga. I'm on chapter 66 right now, so I'm a little over halfway. And yeah, Brian and Ryan, this is the first thing they've seen Dr. Stone related.
So basically, for the most part, Danny here is going to be the only one who has read the manga prior to watching these episodes and the anime adaptation. Brian and I, we're going to be the anime only viewers in this case.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I can at least say, suffice it to say, for this first episode, it's pretty on point with the manga. So it's pretty much everything that happened beat for beat in this episode was what happened in the manga, and it covered it was the first I think it was pretty much the first chapter, really, So, not a whole lot really to talk about. Actually, I think off the top of my head, I think there actually is one moment that admittedly is funny, if anything, more so from the manga. So when you see how when you see the light has engulfed everybody and everybody's turned to stone, and you're seeing the carnage that's happened, you're just seeing people are turning to stone. You see the plane crash, all of that is in the manga. The manga, I think, it does, show off a little bit more scenes of some of the carnage, and you do see how immediately after his petrification, how people, they're freaking out. They're just going oh my God, am I gonna die and everything. In the manga, I shit you not, there's a point where when they're showing everybody that's been petrified, they actually show President Donald Trump.
Oh.
I shit you not.
No.
That is a thing.
Okay, I need to see a screenshot of that immediately.
Don't worry, I'll be providing that for the video. But yeah, you actually see President Trump in the Oval Office going, no, there's so much more things I need to get done. And then he's stone. And that's it.
We need to make America great again. Meanwhile, everyone turns to stone. There, we did it.
Yeah, so I mean, it's like, okay, so that's definitely a manga-only thing. That never made it into the anime. And it's like, that's probably for good reasons, because, like, we don't really make this goddamn thing. So...
But still, the fact that they made that initial, intent with that whole shtick, that's amazing. It's like, okay, good. All right, I'll give them props for that. That's hilarious.
See, they were originally going to put in the anime, but none of the animators could be paid enough to draw Donald Trump.
It's not worth it.
You know what? I don't care if you gave me a raise. The answer is no.
No. Oh my god.
But with that aside, so like I said, this does follow the manga pretty accurately. Like, you see, like, it starts out where you see Taiju, he wants to confess his feelings to this girl, Yuzuriha. He goes to his best friend, who's like, Bill Nye the Science Guy in Shounen Jump form. His name is Senku. And, Taiju goes to confess to Yuzuriha. This light comes, and, now, again, this is in the manga, from what I've read so far, has not been properly explained yet as to what this light is or why it's acted the way it has. But yeah, for whatever reason, this light only seems to affect birds and humans. Because every other life form, they were okay. Like, the dogs came out okay, the monkeys came out okay, but just not the birds and the humans.
Yeah, really. It's like, I remember, like, watching that, because for some reason, it didn't exactly click the first time I saw it, but rewatching that little snippet again, yeah, even I had to question that. It's like, okay, come on. How is it that literally every other life form, except for birds and humans, every other life form was perfectly fine, except those two species?
Yeah,
I mean...
So I can't give you an answer for. I mean, it's either... that has not been explained in the either that has come into the manga, but I just haven't gotten to that point yet, or that hasn't even been explained in the manga yet, and that's probably going to be like the overarching mystery throughout the whole thing, is just what the hell caused this light.
Well, wait a minute. Actually, that makes you wonder now. It's like, is the entire manga pretty much finished, or is it still ongoing?
Oh no, it's still going.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like, oh no, this thing is still going.
Huh. Okay, all right. That's actually really interesting. I guess because I've just been so used to, like freaking like a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, for instance. I mean, it's like, seeing as how we have like 7 parts completed manga wise, and it's like, yeah, you would think with all those parts, being completely finished, that gives them a golden opportunity, no pun intended, to go ahead and whip out like some anime adaptations based off of, the finished parts. Which is why it's probably going to be like many, many years before we get the anime adaptation for JoJolion. But now seeing this, an anime adaptation based off a manga that is still going on to this very day.
Well,
that's a new one. And again, very interesting. I will give it that.
That's like, it's kind of the other way around. It's very rare for an anime nowadays to actually come out over a finished product, because usually when something's, especially for Shounen Jump, if it's popular, they jump on a freaking anime adaptation, because it's like, I mean, like, yeah, they did it with practically every Shonen Jump title, One Piece, Naruto, Bleach, all of those, like the big three, all of those, yeah, they were all pretty much started like while the manga was going. The question that I think we have is, because there's, as far as I'm aware of, we don't know just how far Dr. Stone is going. Like how many years is it going to take to tell this story? So now it's like, okay, do we have to wonder, are we ever is this going to end up getting so long that we can expect filler? And I really hope to God that's not the case, because that's one thing Shonen Jump anime are very guilty of, is lots and lots of filler.
It's like I remember it's like, oh hey, Naruto's getting popular. Let's make an anime adaptation of that. But I'm barely through the manga. Well, fuck.
Yeah, and that's why half of the anime was fucking filler.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's where it's just like, yeah, it's like, yeah, seriously, like Naruto pretty much killed the idea of filler for me.
Yeah.
God.
Because I mean, Naruto went so goddamn overboard with it. So that's where it's like, I hope to God we don't ever have to have a Dr. Stone filler arc, please.
Seriously.
It kind of makes you wonder. It's like if the same thing applies with One Piece, seeing as how the anime adaptation is still going on.
Yeah, One Piece has had its. Oh yeah, as far as One Piece has had its fair share of filler arcs.
Yeah.
I don't know how. I can't tell. I don't know, like, what's exactly the ratio of filler arc to manga content. Because I have stopped keeping up with One Piece because it does not want to end. So,
I don't blame you. I mean, last time I checked, it was like over 800 episodes.
Yeah.
As far as I'm aware, that's the longest anime I have ever even heard of.
Yeah, that's where I'm just like, oh my god. It's like, it's like.
But no, seriously, it's like I never would have guessed it would have been the other way around. That is also something that I never would have expected, really. Even with a manga / anime like Dr. Stone.
Right. Alrighty. But yeah, so with that said, so pretty much the premise behind this show, and you kind of get a good indication in this first episode. So, okay, so light has turned people into rocks, and Taiju and Senku have managed to break out of their rocks. So Senku's goal, he wants to find a way to unpetrify everybody, and not only unpetrify everybody, but bring humanity back to where they were before the light even took place. But, because we're in the, post-apocalyptic prehistoric times, basically, yeah, think Minecraft. He's literally starting from nothing. And he is determined to go through millions years of evolution in, like, a stupid short amount of time through science.
And unlike Ryan, he won't find a couple of guys fucking in the garden.
Oh man, Minecraft live stream, guys, you totally should have been there. I'm just saying. And anyway, but yeah, really, it's like, yeah, that pretty much sums it up right then and there. Like with that little first tidbit, it's like, yeah, I guess this guy like starts out from nothing, and if memory serves, like 6 months later, that's when our other protagonist breaks out of his rocks, and already Senku has already accomplished quite a lot. Like from what I saw, like he already like built himself a house, like a fire pit, amongst other things.
Yeah, he's got like the bare basics down, and it's like, and again, this is pretty much the common theme for Dr. Stone. So like you saw like the cave that Taiju was in, that he broke out of. He was underneath like these like stalactites that were dripping like some kind of like liquid that was like made from like bat guano or something, that that was what helped break Taiju out. So Senku is like, okay, if we take that and mix that with alcohol, it can create this like corrosive type of like solvent that can easily break through the rocks. We have one ingredient, we don't have the other. So how do we get alcohol? Taiju managed to find some grapes. So let's learn how to distill some wine. And yeah, that's literal. This is the thing with Dr. Stone. So it's like, okay, we need something, but in order to get this thing, we need X, Y, and Z. So with what we have, how do we get X, Y, and Z? And it's literally, Senku is literally like, reinventing things or using what he's got to like, bring back like bits of technology or, techniques and shit that, we've pretty much been using in our everyday lives, to create something else that will, push him further into his goal. So this is how Dr. Stone works. This is not an anime where it's, oh, everybody's got a superpower, so let's find ways to, let's find like a magic rock or something that can, charge up our superpowers to go beat down the bad guys. It's like, no, that's not what's going on here. This anime, like your power escalation, it's literally like just Senku reinventing, like, technology, creating tools, bringing back like other like substances and techniques and shit in order to create something like monumental that will help in his effort to restore humanity.
Nice beard.
I'm now just waiting for both of these guys to slowly become monster hunters. Oh, what? Don't shave a man's beard.
Oh, I was saving that for my future wife.
I would look more like a man with his beard, and you took it away from me. God damn it.
She may have actually said yes.
Oh my god.
They did it.
Oh wait. Oh, never mind. What was I say? Oh my god. They already found the cure.
Well, show's over.
教えてやるよ、デカブツ。科学ではわからないこともある。じゃあね。わからねえことにルールを探す。そのくっそ地道な努力を科学って呼んでるだけだ。
Fly, bird, fly.
And then came the first ever bird in existence after 3,700 years.
And the big oaf turned Super Saiyan. And then every Christian freaked out.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so I guess before we go more into like the production-y stuff, so it's like, yeah, so Brian, Ryan, what are you guys thinking so far?
I still can't believe that the solution to saving the world is going to be booze.
In a matter of speaking, yeah, it's like, of all things to try to get everybody out of petrification or whatnot, it's all from pretty much from wine.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like wine and bat poop. That's all. That's what it took. Wine and
Wait.
bat poop.
Oh. Okay, that part I actually didn't. Oh, okay. All right. I thought they were talking about a completely different liquid. I actually did not fully realize you were referring to bat.
Yeah, like what I was saying was like the thing, that liquid that he was collecting in the cave that was dripping from like the stalactites. Yeah, that's made from bat poop. And Senku is like, okay, I've got one ingredient, but I need alcohol to create this thing that will actually that will erode the rock very effectively. And that was where he's like, well, we don't have alcohol. And Taiju's like, hey, I got grapes.
Okay, all right, hold on. Like later on, like after they realized, oh my god, we can make wine, and they actually drank some of that stuff. Please tell me it was just the wine.
That was just the wine.
Okay.
Don't
Okay,
worry.
good.
This isn't a Baku's
I was gonna say.
No, they did not drink the bat poop. No, they were, I was like, no, they were drinking the wine just to see that. So like, oh, okay, no, we have alcohol, so the process worked.
Right.
Can I say, that was probably my favorite joke that they did throughout the episode. It's like, so aren't we technically drinking underage? I mean, technically we're also over 30,000 years old.
Yeah, Senku's such a smart ass. I love Senku. Like he's easily one of my favorite characters from what I've read so far. But and it's just because he can be such a smart ass.
Yeah, it's just too bad he has Hatsune Miku's leak for hair.
The weird gradient hair.
It's like
the hair made out of freaking leaks.
It's like, I bet you never lost a game of Who's Pro Tag.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, really. That was something else I was about to ask. Like, I know we have the one guy, the very cool looking hairdo, and then Taiju or whatnot. But even now, it's like, I don't know. It's still kind of hard for me to tell. It's like, okay, who's really supposed to be like the main protagonist in this entire series? Taiju or Senku?
Senku.
Okay.
Senku is the main protagonist.
Okay, that's what I
Stone.
figured at first. When I initially saw this character, for the first time, earlier during the episode, before like all hell broke loose or whatever. But it's like, considering how we saw more of a Taiju compared to Senku, it kind of gave me the impression that Taiju was going to be the main protag in this series. But I mean, hey, if Senku is still the main protag and like in this entire show or manga or whatever, or in this entire story, I should say, that hey, I'm not complaining.
So Senku is the protagonist. Taiju, I guess you could say, is like, what would you call like that? Deuteragonist, I think is the term or something. Like basically secondary protagonist.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so okay, so I guess like so other than that, I know I mentioned this on my tweets, like when I initially tweeted my initial reaction. I was like, I love the artwork. I mean, the art style in the manga was good too, but it's like it's adapted very well in the anime. I love the background art, and the music's really good too. Like they to me, they did a really good job selling the whole. Yeah, this is post-apocalyptic, prehistoric Stone Age.
Oh, geez. Well, now that you said that, Danny, now this video is going to get 75 likes.
But boom.
What? I mean, that's essentially what happened with your tweet.
Yeah, seriously, it's like, with all the shit posting and shit that I do on my Twitter, it's like, I'll get a couple people that'll like maybe a retweet or two. I just tweet out, oh, hey, this first episode of Doctor sounds pretty good. 75 likes. What the fuck, people?
Yeah, really. It's like, hot damn.
Alrighty. So, I'm trying to think, is there anything else about this episode specifically that you two wanted to talk about?
Trying to think. All right, come back to me on that one, Brian. You got anything?
Honestly, no, I really don't. I just really got to say I'm very interested in just the overall direction that this series is going to take, because again, it's not so much like most Shonen Jump stuff. Like they actually do try to solve things like with sciencey stuff and whatnot. Like it's not so much like, oh, look at this guy's power level, or oh, look at this guy's new ultimate form. Like no, they actually try to approach these things with logical reasoning, and I kind of like that. They can lead to some pretty good writing.
Oh yeah, I mean it's like I mean this could be just me, but I feel like as of recent I've been running into a lot of like forms of media where it's more or less something that takes place in like a post-apocalyptic world or whatnot. This show in this case like being one of those many instances. But I don't know, but regardless of that, it's like I'm honestly very interested in the direction that this anime adaptation like goes like from here on out or whatnot. I mean, especially seeing as how within the first episode they already pretty much got like the two ingredients that they need to make this substance that pretty much like get like a breaks any living bird or supposed living bird or any other human that was petrified, not petrified anymore.
Yeah, so like yes, okay. So now they got the substance that can break through the rock. So now it's like, okay, we have it now. So now it's going to be all right. Who do we break out next pretty much? Cuz now it's like, okay, we got to start breaking people out now.
Yeah, it's so interesting because it's like with a cure like that, I would honestly would kind of imagine that would be like the one thing that it's like they would spend like quite a bit of time, trying to like okay, episode wise. I would imagine, when it comes to obtaining something like that, like a plot device like this, it would take them like numerous episodes to finally get everything that they need, in order to create this cure. Yet they were able to get all of this done within the first episode, or dare I say, the first chapter in this story. So now it kind of makes me wonder. It's like seeing as how this manga, is still in the works, and they've already got like the massive plot device within the first episode. It's like how fast or how far are they gonna go through this manga like within each episode? Like I'm not expecting anybody to know the answer right away or whatnot, but it's just something that just crossed my mind. Like just thinking about it now, it's like yeah, exactly. How far or how fast are they gonna blaze through this story within the anime adaptation?
Mm-hmm. That's actually something I'm curious too, because it's like, again, so the way that the manga is set up, they, think of it kind of like what Ruby is doing, where how they classify like every season is like a volume. So it's like
yeah.
So you have like we got volume 7 coming up right now, so it's like volume 7 episode 1, volume 7 episode 2, so on and so forth. Dr. Stone, at least in the manga, is kind of like that, where literally I think it's like the first I want to say 16 chapters is basically the prologue. From chapter 17 to oh my god, I literally just read this thing too. I want to say from about chapter 17 to the mid 40s is what you would consider chapter 1 or volume 1. So it's so that your big chunk of the story are those chapters. I'm right now in what you would call chapter 2 is where I'm currently reading in the manga right now. So from what I'm seeing, even as far as just even gauging by the opening, because I'm looking, okay, characters, I'm picking up the hints for some of the things that Senku ends up inventing and bringing back. I want to say that maybe this first season will cover the first chapter, those first 40 manga chapters. I want to say that's the case, But I don't even know how long this season's going to be. Like, is this going to be like a 12-episode season? Is this going to be a 24-episode? I don't know.
Yeah, that is I wouldn't say concerning per se, but it is something that I guess we have to really put our minds to in the case.
Yeah, because I mean, that's like, if they, like, because I'm just saying, like, if this ends up being, like, if this is, like, a standard, like, 24-episode season, and those 24 episodes, they do go through, like, the first, like, 40-something manga chapters, like, they cover the prologue, and, you know, they cover, you know, the first volume, if you want to call it that. It's not going to take them very long to catch up to the manga. So that's where I'm just like, you know, again, this is like, you know, for the love of God, don't go into filler territory, please.
Yeah, really. It's like, unless, of course, if they, like, I don't know, like, it's like, you know what, I would probably be fine if, you know, they just did it like how, like, a lot of other shows do it in general. Just do it in seasons or whatever. If you got to cover, like, a certain amount within just one season and then focus more time on going on to the next season or whatever, it's like, I'd be fine with that. But it's like, don't waste time with any filler or whatnot.
I'm trying to think, Brian, I know you keep up with My Hero Academia. How much time it usually passes from the end of one season and the beginning of the next one?
Typically it's I want to say like it's a couple of months like after, like, in between each season. The only exception from this was season 4, because it was originally going to release in the spring, but Mob Psycho 100 ended up taking that spot anyway. And since both studios animate Studio Bones animates both series, they decided to take priority on Mob Psycho 100. So that's why season 4 that's why season 4 is taking generally so long to do. But, like, generally speaking, it's like 5 months between, like, each new season.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I completely forgot. Like I remember hearing about that like a long time ago, but I completely forgot that was the reason getting My Hero Academia season 4 much later than expected.
I remember telling
Mob Psycho 100.
Yeah, I remember telling BJ like that was the reason. What even is Mob Psycho 100? That doesn't sound like a good show at all. And I'm like, it's made by the same guy who did One Punch Man. He just immediately shut up.
All right, look, even if you have not seen One Punch Man or whatever, it's like Mob Psycho 100, still a great show. I actually need to find the time to catch up on what I've been missing with season 2.
Yeah, oh god, talk to my friend Heaton. She will go on it for hours about how it's amazing and how it's like one of the most revolutionary animes out there, and that one is a good writer.
It's like, all right, look, I know we're getting slightly off topic with Dr. Stone, but I will say this, the fact that freaking Kerbifer voices like one of the other pro tags in this show. It's amazing. It's so good.
It is. In fact, you know what? Let's have him voice somebody in Dr. Stone.
Oh God.
Could you imagine him voicing Senku?
I mean, as great of a voice actor that guy is, I do not see his voice fitting Senku.
All right. Well, I guess speaking of voices, so you know what? Let's actually go into the voice acting. Like primarily, pretty much our 3 characters really so far that we have been introduced to. So Senku's voice actor, his name is Yusuke Kobayashi, and yeah, I mean, he's been around for some time. I mean, I'm looking up his Wikipedia article, and it's like, you know, he's been in anime, he's been in some games and shit, but for the life of me, he has not been in anything that I honestly recognize him in.
Yeah, I just hear the name Kobayashi. I'm like, wait a minute, where's his Dragon Maid?
Yeah, it's like I hear Seku's voice, and the first thing that came to mind is like, okay,
convinced that this was somebody from JoJo, and it's like, no, this guy's never been in JoJo.
Yeah, that's the crazy thing. Like, I had no idea that this is a voice actor who has not had any affiliation with JoJo, and yet here I am listening to this guy's performance, and his voice sounds so familiar to that of Rohan's from Diamond is Unbreakable. It's that similar and that good that it's like, my God, it certainly had me fooled.
Yeah, but so no, like the only thing, and this one, it's like I'm trying to think, like I'm trying to think, Brian, do you actually keep up with Boruto?
I only know a couple of things, but I don't care to keep up with it because it's fucking trash.
Okay, because apparently he is in Boruto. He's some guy named Ryogi.
I think I might know who that is. I just need to. It's probably one of the new kid characters who, again, I don't fucking care about.
Yeah, I know. That's where it's like I don't bother with. I gave up on Naruto. Why do I care about Boruto? But
yeah,
that's something that I at least recognize. A lot of the other stuff that he's been in, I either have no idea what it is or I haven't seen it. So I mean, I don't know, audience, you guys are gonna have to go into the go to the wiki article and look that one up yourself.
Okay, I just looked up who that was. He's basically Discount Hedon, like literally Discount Hedon, like the same fucking character.
Oh my God!
Wow, you guys are really that lazy. Like you have to just literally recycle characters.
God damn.
Behold the beauty of Shounen Jump, apparently.
Behold the magic of Control C.
Control C.
Okay.
Oh my God.
So moving on from Senku, so Taiju's voice actor is Makoto Furukawa. And he is honestly most well known for voicing Saitama.
Yes!
Wait, hold on.
Taiju is the One Punch Man himself.
Yes!
Wait, hold on. Which character are we talking about? Like, not Saitama, but the person who voiced Saitama?
Taiju.
Oh.
Taiju is the One Punch Man.
Really? I never would have imagined. Okay, all right, that's amazing. Because
it's like, because like you listen to his voice, like, wow, he sounds like he doesn't want to kill himself.
Yeah, he has pretty much like the same, like, very chill voice throughout the vast majority of that initial anime, but now his voice performance has a complete 180 in this anime adaptation of Dr. Stone.
Yeah, because Taiju doesn't know when to keep his voice down.
It's like he figured out.
Really, it's like, wow. It's like, seriously, major props to that voice actor. Oh my God. That is awesome.
He finally found out how to not kill something in one punch.
It's like, seriously, this guy can freaking emote like a boss. It's like, oh my God, that's great. That is so great. I love that.
All right. So our last character that we can really talk about right now is Yuzuriha. So this is the girl that Taiju is in love with,
Right.
And she is Kana Ichinose, and she's a newbie apparently.
Oh.
I mean, like, literally, she started last year, and her first role was I never watched this anime, but I had heard about it. Darling in the Franxx. She played some character named Ichigo from Darling in the Franxx.
Oh man, that's a wild ride.
Wait, you've seen Darling?
Well, I haven't really seen it, but I know what it is, mainly because back in the Palutena Discord server, I knew somebody who was super crazy about it. She even did like a 02 cosplay for it, and it's definitely a very insane anime.
All I know about Darling in the Franxx is like it is a mecha show, and like I guess I don't know if there's actually like a plot relevant reason for it, or it's just for fan service kicks or something. But it's like the robots, they're it's basically you have two pilots that handle the robot, but it's literally it looks like the two pilots are fucking.
Yeah, that's well, I know in the case of 02, it's that, she's not human, and supposedly her thing is that she actually like feeds off the life force of whoever her pilot is or who she considers her darling. But in terms of like other plot relevancy, I think it is just simply for fan service beats. Like,
whoa, wait a minute. That's the name of so this is the anime I've been seeing pop up on my Twitter for God knows how long.
Yes.
I've been seeing this one pink-haired anime girl with a red suit or whatever with some other typical anime boy pro tag. And I'm just like, what the hell even is this show? It's like, oh, all right, mystery sauna just so long. My God.
Yeah, like I said, I never saw Darling in the Franxx. I just know it's a mecha show. They're fighting aliens, and the robots are powered by horny teenagers. That's what I know about Darling in the Franxx.
Oh, and apparently 02 like puts honey on all her foods, even steak.
It's like no, seriously, literally the last thing I ever saw that was somehow affiliated with this show was like some person like I guess made some short video of like the girl and the guy, like flapping their lips or whatever, as if they're like talking like a Banjo and Kazooie character. So they're just like Banjo and Kazooie mains in Smash Bros. Talk like like, what the fuck?
God damn it, Ottawa, your meme is going everywhere.
God, oh my God.
Yeah, but yeah, that's at least as far as the three characters that we're introduced to. So next week, I know there's a character that honestly, when I looked up this voice, it kind of blew my mind, but we'll worry about that next week. But
oh no! Is this the other high school student they ran into? That was in Case in Stone, but it was like insanely buff.
Yeah.
I knew it. It's like, my God. First we got Jotaro like a few years, like some time ago, and now this guy.
I want to see this guy's great in gym.
Okay, you know what? Fuck it. I mean, we'll go. I'm sure I will spend much time geeking out about it next week. But you know what? Fuck it. Let's talk about it now. Anyway, even though he has not been introduced, fuck it. So
spoiler tag.
Yeah, spoiler tag. Okay. So so that guy that you were referring to, Ryan. So his name is Tsukasa. Like that. Yeah, like the primitive high schooler or something that they were talking about. So his name is Tsukasa. So
Tsukasa. Okay, that's be a good name to remember.
So he's voiced by Yuichi Nakamura, and not for nothing, he's been in a lot of stuff. But let's be perfectly frank here. There's really only one voice that I gave a shit about, and anybody who's watching this coming from Golden Wind Geekout,
wait,
better know who the hell this is, because Yuichi Nakamura voiced Bruno Bucciolati.
Oh, okay. I was getting voice actors mixed up. Okay, because his name sounded so freaking familiar. I could have sworn it was going to lead up to the voice actor who did Jordan. But it's like, okay, no, I remember you telling me there was like some character that just so happened to provide the same voice, for Bruno.
Yeah, as far as I'm aware of, like, he's the only, as far as I'm aware from what I've seen, he's the only JoJo voice that is confirmed to be in Dr. Stone. And it's Bruno.
Okay.
And you see, we found a way to tie them together.
Yeah. So that's where I was like, I was just looking, I was like, because I mean, now granted, they've confirmed, they do have more voices confirmed. But it's like, I'm not going to go into, some of these other characters quite yet. It's like, I'll worry about them when they are, formally introduced, so, because that's like what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's like 8 other characters so far that we have voice confirmations for. So it's like, you know, I'll worry about them, you know, especially just because it's like, again, coming, you know, because you guys are anime only and not, you know, you're not going to know who the fuck I'm talking about if I start talking, you know, oh, this character voiced this character, and you guys like, so?
Who dat?
Yeah, so that's where, so yeah, I won't worry too much about those. But yeah, so for right now, we've got our main 3, and then we got Tsukasa, who is confirmed to be Bruno, and he is coming in episode 2.
Okay.
So that should definitely be interesting. It's like as if I needed more reasons to watch this fucking show. You just had to pull my Bruno in, didn't you?
Yeah. But Danny,
we knew what this girl wanted. Let's bring him in.
But Danny, can we pet the dog in Dr. Stone?
The dog survived.
That's insensitive. That's freaking insensitive. Even if they could, they're already petrified in stone.
The dog survived. Is that enough?
There's how can anyone pet the dog if there's nobody out there to pet it?
You know, I would pet my dog, but I kind of a frozen statue, you fucking prick. Let's see you do it.
It's like the dogs have gone feral.
They've now turned into at this point they turn into wolves.
Daddy.
It's like, yeah, now the dogs piss on the humans.
Raggy.
Oh my god.
Alrighty. So I'm trying to think, is there really anything else? Is there anything else about Dr. Stone that we need to talk about?
I mean, nothing that I can think of, honestly.
Yeah, because it was like, you know, I mean, we got the first episode, you know, it technically ended showing the opening.
Oh yeah, that's right. It did. It's like, yeah, I remember you telling me briefly about how they handled the opening, and I mean, I will say, not a bad song, a pretty damn catchy song to the intro, and not too bad with the visuals either. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's like, I love the visuals. Admittedly, when I first heard the song, I was just like, it's okay. It's just, you know, typical shonen song. But I will say, it has grown on me a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a very catchy song.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I guess we'll find out. We'll find out next week what the hell they're gonna do as far as an ending.
Right.
Alrighty. So all right. So I guess so with that said, yeah. So I guess yeah. So far, like, yeah. What are you two thinking so far? Like, good setup.
I think
so. I'm liking the setup that they're going with this story so far.
Alrighty, Dan. Well, I'm glad that you guys enjoyed, and I hope you guys listening, if you, for whatever reason, you haven't watched the show, you need to get on it, because it is good.
Queen Danny commands it.
Yes. So yeah. So otherwise, yeah. Hope you guys are getting a kick out of this, and yeah, we'll see you for episode 2.
All right, we'll see you guys then.
Yep. Oh god, I'm turning to stone.
おはよう世界、Good morning world